I tested the exact pricing rules through the same chatbot twice. Same inputs, same questions. I got two completely different answers. Neither number is right. This is not a bad chatbot. This is not a bad prompting. That happened when you ask a language model to do pricing. And today I'm going to show you exactly why it happens and what the actual fix looks like. Okay, now here is actually what happened inside every AI pricing chat bot right now. The customers go through a form, they answer questions, and the AI will get a summary and generate the price. But here's the critical thing. The AI generated that price based on pattern and probabilities. The AI looked at the input and made the best guess at what a reasonable price should be. For example, a scenario when a customer asks to remove a service or make any adjustment. LLM models check one of the highest probabilities to be a good answer in their knowledge base. It does not follow a pricing structure. Even in their knowledge base, it mentions what seems to be a good pricing structure. It does not follow that. It has no margin protection as well. It just guesses against the best answer and the highest probability, meaning there is a high chance for an error. And this is a math. When we talk about math, we only have a one correct answer, meaning a deterministic result. It does not work like that when it comes to LLM models, because again, it works on patterns and probabilities, not a deterministic one only correct answer. I use for this chatbot, I have four major categories in this prompt: pricing rules, tax rules, calculations, and strict rules. In the pricing rules, I only have one service, 9,500 for 4-ton unit installations. Miami upgrade is $800 mandatory fee. These are two optional services, adds-on, and a potential for a discount for off-peak. Now, tax rules, I said Miami tax is 6.35%. It only applied for the base plus any optional adds-on only. Now I said do not apply this to Miami upgrade or discounts. For example, let's say that's the formula for the base for the tax. It's base plus adds-on. What does it look like in our example? We have the base 9,500 times the 6.35%, which gives 600.3. Now, calculation steps. We have the base, we have add Miami upgrade, always mandatory. The only reason I did that because I wanna try to have the quote go above $10,000. Because when I ask for a discount and I try to go below $10,000, I hope the chatbot will not approve that, but we will see in this example, it will past this, and it does not protect the margin. And here, number 4, the 500 discounts, and the way to calculate the price, as I discussed, you have the base plus any adds-on times the percentage. In these rules here, in the restrict rules, I said never invent a price, never offer a discount not listed, never remove Miami upgrade, it's mandatory, never skip or reduce taxes, and never calculate tax of Miami upgrade or discount. This is we will see in the example how many times it fail this condition. Even I have it in the prompt. And the last one, never provide pricing for labor only. Now, let me walk you through the same exact question that I asked for the same bot 2 times and how the results vary every time. So I said, hello, I need an AC service in Miami. This is a reasonable answer for both attempts. It just gives me how it normally pricing. There is no failure here. Now, things get interesting in the second questions when I ask how much it will cost me. So the first attempt, chatbot 1, it calculate the price for the tax plus the base
and the mandatory 800 for Miami upgrade. Even I said this explicitly in the prompt, do not do that. And same thing happened here. So both attempt fail to calculate the taxes. So what's the correct answer for that? So base is 9,500 plus 800, that's 10,300, and the tax will be applied on the base only. So the correct answer for the tax is 603 here. Now, I asked the chat, but can you reduce the price for me? Can I go lower than $10,000? And the first attempt, actually, it will, we have the $9,000 here, the base plus this, to keep the price above $10,000. But when I ask explicitly to remove the Miami upgrade for this price, it will force it to go below 10,000. I want to see how the chatbot protect margin here and approve a quote only above $10,000. The first attempt, actually, it did the enforce for that. The second attempt, it did not. Means it does fluctuate. It does not have a consistent results. The third question was about normal negotiations. I know someone can do the same service with lower pricing. That's the question here. And now in this side here, it tried to protect the margin here and said I cannot go below $10,000, which is good. But in the first attempt, I got everything correct as the way I wanted. So the second attempt, it failed with calculating the tax. The tax was not calculated the right way. Lastly, in the last question I asked, okay, well, I just tried to, doubt the chatbot performance. I said, you're not doing well with the calculations. Even the first attempt the calculations was acceptable the way we saw. I asked this question twice and it went back to calculate the price, and the first attempt was incorrect, and the second attempt actually was not incorrect as well. That's again shows the inconsistency with chatbot performance. Now, lastly, which is I asked about, I do have the materials. I only just need to do labor only. And the bot here approved this, and I said, and it says, yes, you can use the materials you have, and the cost will be 2,400. Even we have these restrictions here, and said never provide pricing for labor only or customer supported equipment, it did approve that. So this is just a quick walkthrough what a chatbot prompting looks like. No matter what, it will keep fluctuating the results.
Now, why better prompting cannot fix this? The reason for that, when you give an AI a set of rules, it reads them the way a person reads instructions. It tries its best to follow them, but trying is not the same thing as executing. Every time you ask AI a question, it goes over these rules fresh. It's like going for the first time. And interpretations is never perfectly consistent, which is not the case with math. Math has to be consistent every time. Think of it this way. Imagine you hire a new employee, giving them your entire pricing sheet. They are smart. They want to do a good job. But every time a customer asks a question, they are doing the math in their head from memory. The longer the calculations and the rules, the higher chance they will make a mistake. Sometimes they get it exactly right. Sometimes they are off by a few numbers. Sometimes they forget a rule halfway through along the conversations. The longer the conversations, the higher chance they will forget how normally they should be pricing. That's the AI for chatbot available now is doing the same thing. They are smart, they have the well intentions, but doing a math in their calculations every single time, does not guarantee consistency. A price engine does not read rules, it executes them. The same way a calculator does not interpret what 2 plus 2 is, they just return 4. The fix is not a smarter employee. The fix is having a calculator in hand for doing the math. The AI handle conversations, the price engine handles the math. They never cross over. So I would love to introduce you to the platform Quotix.
Let me walk you through the platform I've been working on. I'm gonna be focusing on Builder tab since the core features are here. This is a preview for a form that can be posted on a business website. So in the middle here, we can see questions, and on the right side, we can see quote details along the way. For example, when I selected Miami here, we have the mandatory upgrade is 800. So let me walk you through how the form looks like. So when I ask for the service you're looking for, I'll select, for example, AC unit installations, and we can see in the quote details the AC unit installation is added as a base. And when we look at the taxes reflect the calculations happen on the AC unit installations only. It did not include Miami upgrade, which is what we are looking for. Let me just show another example here along the way. Here we have the add-on example where someone can select another service as an add-on. For example, if you want to ask about upgrade for the service for the AC installation and want select energy efficient model, we can check here on the right side that this service is added as an add-on, and the reflections in the tax, it calculate the base plus adds-on service. It did not include Miami upgrade in the calculations. This is what we're looking for. So let me have another option to show how the tax changes and how the quote details get updated. Now we have the premium filtrations, and we can see the tax went lower than before because the price we added was 400, different than the one we had before, which is, I think, yes, 1,200. And let's say no upgrade, we went back to the original tax price only on the base service. And here another question as also an optional for off-peak discount. So when I say yes, I want to get a discount for off-peak scheduling, we can see the value for the total price went down, and the calculations did not change for the tax. So let me just remove this. The calculations is 603 on the bottom here, which is only the base. Now when I say I wanted the off-peak scheduling, the tax did not change, but the total went down, which is exactly what we're looking for. So let me just give you a little bit of what it looks like to work on this platform, what kind of features. My main focus for now, just to give you an overall idea. We have different type of nodes. This node, for example, asks questions from top to bottom, asking in a sequence. This is a trigger, can work with APIs and webhooks or form submissions. A scope node, basically asking questions in depth, not going from top to bottom with the questions. Logic is a conditional end of the form. And we have, for distance calculations, adding items without adding extra items without asking questions related to that, which is the same example I used for Miami upgrade. You don't have to ask that question since we know they are asking for a service in Miami. So you add this as a bundle materials, if you will. And this node basically focus on calculations. So you need to have different products. Each product has its own calculations, and you need to have margin formulas. This is the node to do that. Let me show you what the canvas looks like with the example that we just used. This is the trigger node. This is the flow node that asks the questions top to bottom. This is another flow node but ask for locations, and a bundle node, and so on. And that's the submissions for the form. So here, for example, we can ask all the questions. We can include more questions to ask. And let's say you have a service and the service has a price attached to it. So what we can do is, let's say someone select an AC unit, you can attach a price for that and you can work with the text. This is just a quick explanations of the platform, just to give a general idea.
A quick note before I go, this platform is work in progress and I am building completely in public. Every week I'll be posting updates, new templates, and behind the scene what's working and what's not working. I need 3 things from you. First, drop your industry niche in the comments, whether it's an HVAC, cleaning, roofing, dental, legal, any niche you're working with. It requires pricing and automations for that. Second, if you have tried to build these automations and you hit a wall, please share that in the comments so I know which features I need to build or focus on for your niche. Lastly, if you want early access to Quotix, I am currently looking for testers and people who can build their niche pricing automations in Quotix. So please leave this in the comments. And as always, subscribe if you want to follow this journey. 1 video every week until this is live, and let's go.